I was going to mention, like, the way in Captain America they give him
Mm.
the kind of formula,
Yeah,
or
Yeah.
whatever the injection, and it's meant that injection's meant to bring out uh, the qualities that are already there, but to a higher degree.
yeah.
It's kind of like that. So if you kind of
Joe,
process,
I need to burst your bubble. That injection they give to Captain America is steroids. Hey guys, welcome back to the Athlete Lounge by the Cyclone. I'm Teja. I'm joined with Aditya and Joel today. And in today's episode, as you can see, we're all in person. But yeah, before we continue, Aditya, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How you been? I heard you were on holiday, Teja.
Yeah, I've been pretty good, man. Just on holidays, Malta, Manchester, even from the last episode, I heard you guys talking about me. It was all good. Great
yeah,
travels, great experiences. I'll definitely share some pictures and all that later on. And I think Joe said midweek he hit a new PR. Is that true?
yeah. Actually, I had a pretty good week. So on Monday, I got 150 kg on squats. So yeah, it's a new PR for me, and yeah, it was actually really, really good. Had good depth, good form, and yeah, definitely proud. So
No, look. One thing that Aditya said: if it ain't recorded, it didn't happen. So we
right,
don't have
cool.
recording proof.
Okay,
It
okay.
didn't happen, man.
Yeah, well, you got to just take my word for it. So
We'll believe you for now, but next
mm,
time.
mhm. Don't worry, I'll be repping that in no time. So
That's good. Mm.
Yeah.
But anyways, Aditya, do you want to tell the viewers today what we're going to be talking about?
Yeah. So this week we didn't actually put in a question box on our story. Instead, we decided we'd probably talk about the news that's been happening in the fitness influencer space. So first thing we're starting with is, I think this has been trending for the past 2 weeks actually, but Alex Eubank hopping on gear pretty much.
Mm.
So, Joel, do you want to just like explain briefly what's been happening?
so basically, he's a very influential bodybuilder or even an athlete,
Yeah, but he's an
right?
influencer. Yeah, he's very influential.
Well, no, I mean, in terms of like, I think he chases more aesthetics than anything else, right? Instead
Yeah.
of I don't know, PRs or whatever. So
Mm.
he's that kind of mindset, and he claims to have gone natural for the last 8 years or something.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of controversy even during that time of like 7, 8 years, where people think he's actually done here. He's done steroids and used them. But now he comes out and says, guys, the old Alex that you knew is gone. He doesn't exist anymore. And now he's saying that he's hopping on. I'm not sure what the specific drug he's
Testosterone,
using.
isn't it? TRT?
It's testosterone, yeah.
Yeah.
It is okay, yeah. So yeah, he comes out though. He's getting monitored by the doctors. He's taking the like the quarter dose that the quarter of the dose that most bodybuilders are taking these days,
Mhm.
and trying to achieve a better look than those bodybuilders. So it's a bit of a weird kind of space that he's in right now, because he says he wants to. He's not doing it for like chasing goals or anything, or not chasing goals, but chasing other people's opinions. But he's just doing it for himself.
Mhm.
But that's kind of like the background of Alex Eubank's story at the moment. What are your guys' thoughts on it? I can add a bit more later, but I'm just
Yeah.
curious to see what you guys say.
I mean, I think you missed a point there. I know he said, look, he's not doing this to make massive gains or to, like try to get exceptionally big and prove people wrong. But I think he also mentioned that by him being so lean and shredded all the time year round, he's saying that his normal natural drive is just lower than
Exactly.
like a young male should be. And he's saying, obviously, after he got tested, they said his testosterone levels are lower than usual, so they should be higher, like up here somewhere on the limit. And he's taking the testosterone to come to his normal limit. That's what he's saying, from my understanding. And I think obviously he's still taking it, and even though he's going to be reaching his normal like human limit for the age and everything, it's still going to be in a system, so he's still going to be utilizing it and obviously get bigger.
Yeah.
I want to add to that a little bit.
Yeah, go on.
So from what I watched, different people's commentary and all that, and including himself, he rather, like, he prefers to be that lean all year round, right?
Wait, he prefers? I thought he doesn't prefer it, because he was like, you feel low energy, not energized.
No, that's the thing. So this is my interpretation of it, though.
Okay.
So like he wants to be that lean, but also feel good at the same time.
Yeah.
That's why he's taking the testosterone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it allows you to perform and be better while maintaining that amount of leanness. So that's the reason that he's, in my opinion, trying to take it. It's not so to get my test back up or feel better. But I think
because he mentioned in his video that when he had a bit more body fat, his test was at 900.
Exactly.
And then which is like, that's really good. And then
that's
like,
really high.
That's really high. And then when he dropped down his body fat, it was like 350 or something. Even that's kind of sus, that drop anyway. That's
exactly.
Sus. Yeah.
Like 350 is still pretty decent though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alex
Eubank had controversy in the past for being on steroids. Most people thought he was on like SARMs such as MK77 and enclomiphene, which I'll mention after. SARMs are selective androgen receptor modulators. They're a class of drugs that selectively activate the androgen receptors in certain muscle groups, which promotes muscle and bone growth while having less effects on the male reproductive tissues. Like they're like a nuclear receptor that they bind hormones, which are androgenic. So like an example of an androgenic hormone would be like testosterone. So they mostly like just affect certain muscle groups, and when as compared to steroids, the steroids just compare, like if you're taking steroids, they affect literally everything compared
so that rumor of him being on that kind of links out, as you're saying, it binds onto like the hormones, and him saying his test is low and he's not feeling the drive. You reckon that could be like the correlation behind it?
Yeah, because when I mentioned enclomiphene, that's a SARM, right? But that's a SARM that it's a very specific SARM in the sense where, like, if you got drug tested, it's very hard to detect it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and like a lot of people have said that in the past, that there was also this came out. Alex Eubank had a video from I think like 4 or 5 years ago where he was showing, I think, a back routine, and he says in his supplement stack there was MK77, which is a SARM that promotes the increase in growth hormone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if he got caught out that easily and he openly said it, is he hiding it or was he open about it?
He's claimed to be natural for the longest time, though.
I don't know. In my opinion, his physique looked very achievable, natural.
Yeah,
especially in that many years. He's not overly big or overly shredded, so it's achievable. It's believable. Because I'm sure, like if he's natural like that, any bit of steroids or any bit of boost, he would be slightly bigger or way bigger, if anything. So I kind of believe I don't follow him as much, but I do know him as an influencer from for years now. But he doesn't look like he's on something for years, anyways.
Exactly.
But anyways, testosterone is natural, anyways, in the body. I mean, it's still an extra. It is gonna enhance him, but it's not I think, as he mentioned, it's not crazy like the other gear that the other bodybuilders.
But he is still taking 200 mg per week, I think, which is pretty high.
But did he not say
high
that
dose.
that add up with his normal one will bring him to normal levels? So he's not doing anything extraordinary out of the ordinary.
Well, like technically, because he's talking about his normal level when he's like shredded, which is like really low levels
Yeah.
anyway. So
But
with
same
that
time-
200,
But
he's
same
like
time, he's not
average level.
overly shredded though.
I don't know. His body fat percentage is pretty lean now.
You know, it is
Yeah.
lean, but I don't say it's like I don't know. It's not like, you know, some influencers, they're hypervascular, even like the Natty ones.
Yeah.
He doesn't look vascular, but he is lean though, if you get what I mean.
No, I totally get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
A part of me thinks like, you know, he's claimed to be natural for 8 years, but then all of a sudden comes out and says, "Guys, I'm hopping on the trend wagon,"
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
like, now is he trying to cover up that 8 years, saying that okay, I was actually natural, and I'm just going
Yeah.
into this now to account for maybe some things that have occurred in the past, you know, that kind of way.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, with these whole fitness influencers, these are the audience who love this fitness and all that. They have a keen eye whenever anyone gets overly big in a very short time, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't think like anyone called him out for that. Like in a short period of time that he got so big, or you know, his physique changed dramatically. His physique growth was very normal. Do you get what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
enhancement. Unless he is covering up, yes, that is highly possible. But again, these days almost every influencer jumped onto some sort of thing in it.
Yeah.
It is tough to say because again, like a couple of things, like he's not massive and he doesn't have those like very specific telltale signs of someone on steroids.
Yeah.
So I'd say it is tough, but I think for medical reasons to get that testosterone back up, I can understand why he'd go on it.
Yeah.
And maybe look, that is the reason he's doing it. And you know, that's the secondary to that is like, okay, I can actually get better, get bigger, and stay leaner for longer too.
Yeah.
So maybe that's his reasoning behind it. But I want to specifically mention body dysmorphia, because I do believe he does have a little bit of that, or at least a decent amount, because one of his videos, he was, you know, fantastic shape, really good shape. Again, not the leanest he's been, but still very lean. To get like good recognition, good standard, you know, really good level. And he just comes out and says, "Oh, guys, I feel so bloated and fat and all that." And I'm like, dude, you have no idea how good you actually look.
I mean, see, I guess it's different because his norm is very lean, because he's an influencer. He has to maintain that shape and everything. But then obviously, if he goes slightly out of shape, he could see the difference in him, or the energy levels and everything. And obviously for us, he still looks great, because maybe we're not at his level, even when he's at his mediocre. I guess when you're at that level, the norms are different. Do you know what I mean? Like
you do notice it, but I think there's definitely a healthy kind of relationship you should have with that.
Being overly lean is not healthy either. So
exactly.
Yeah.
And then coming out and saying that, you know, I just feel like because I ate McDonald's and all that. I mean, that's fair enough. Everyone gets bloated from eating crappy food.
Yeah.
But his physique in that video was like really good. And coming out saying that, oh, I look like this, I look like that. And again, it kind of shows light, or sheds light, to the kind of influencer space of social media, where everyone is just chasing aesthetics and the best looking physique, but it's detrimental to their kind of mental health. And again, also to their physical health in terms of like drive and even just regulating their emotions, because you always hear of like roid rage and all that kind of stuff, right?
We'll come back to that anyways.
there's a
roid rage.
juicy topic about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, talking about the body dysmorphia though, as much as normal people have body dysmorphia and comparison with their influencers or friends, I think I said this before. I think influencers have it like between other influencers because they're all in competition with each other. They want all the new followers, they all the new views, and they need to be in peak form in it. Obviously, if someone's getting better and more chiseled, they need to look better and more chiseled. So him having body dysmorphia, I kind of understand it, but at the same time, like, it shouldn't affect him too much, if you get what I mean. I think in the video he justified like 20 million times that he was like, oh, I'm not doing this for to prove people wrong, I'm doing this for myself. And then at the same time he was like, I'm gonna prove all of you's wrong, I'll get it. It's just like, what are you doing? Are you trying to prove people wrong or not prove people wrong? Like, it's like justifying the reason why you should be on it. But hey, look.
Exactly. Yeah. I think it's more he's trying to take the high road, but I think it's fairly obvious to say that no, he's actually doing this to be the top influencer, so to speak. To look the best, to stay in shape the longest, so he can attract more people, like that kind of way. No, I'm not saying that is exactly what he's doing. Just from my perspective, anyway. That's kind of what I think. So I'm not. This isn't like a diss at him or anything like that. Like, he could still have absolute valid reasons. I totally respect that, whatever those are. But I think it's important for the viewers to know that if you're coming to a point where body dysmorphia gets like super, super bad, and you're like, okay, I think I should go on steroids or tren or whatever, probably don't do that. Because again, there's going to be so much more side effects than actual benefits.
Oh yeah.
And maybe like we can even talk about steroid use and all of that in a separate podcast. The benefits and the drawbacks for it. So,
but also like even if we're mentioning that he could be trying to compete with his other fellow influencers and be the best influencer. Everyone is in different sizes and shapes than him. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. And it's hard to compare. I mean, that's like open bodybuilding, innit? Anyone can join in any size or shape. Obviously, they're all competing one another, and it's tough. Like, it's going to be comparison, but you're never going to be the same as everyone else. Do you know what I mean? You can be smaller and still look better. And but speaking about open bodybuilding, have you guys heard that Cbum has stepped out of retirement?
Yes. I thought he was going to completely retire from the Olympia just so he could focus on his business and family, and then I just saw his recent video saying he's going to compete in the Prague Open, which is like kind of unexpected, but I have a feeling it was kind of planned.
I mean, at the same time, I don't see why he shouldn't compete. He's in shape, chiseled. I mean, he's not gonna. I don't think he's aiming to gain any more muscle in 3 weeks, is it? But he can still compete.
But do you think he'll like retire completely after this, or he's gonna do more open shows?
I saw a video where he was like, kind of beating around the bush, saying that, this after this open, I'll be retired. But maybe not. Who knows? We'll see. That kind of way. So I think his heart's definitely still in the whole, bodybuilding and all that, for sure. But again, it'll just depend on the priorities. And I fully respect that and back him up on that. Because like, he has a family now and he has a business as well. So,
he has a very big name now made for himself that he can solely focus on business. Like, everyone's a businessman, right? Like now these days, like with their own products, their own supplements, and he's a Gymshark athlete. He has his own supplements. He has a massive name for himself. I mean, if he does retire, I don't see him. Why not? I mean, this would be a nice way because what? Didn't he start his whole career with open bodybuilding?
Yeah, he did.
So ending with open bodybuilding, I don't see it being a bad way either. It's kind of like a little sentimental touch to his thing, you know. Like, I started this way, I'll end it this way. Like, I don't think he's doing this to win. What do you guys think? You think he's here to win, or?
Well, I think he still has that athlete or competitive mentality with him. I don't think it's just like, oh, just for the jokes kind of thing.
Oh no, I mean, like, he's gonna try, obviously, but like, he has, his competitors are a bit crazy right now, so like, compared to the other competitions he was in. So I'm like, is he going in being like, oh, I have chances to win, or is he going in just like, you know what, just for the fun of it, let's try it out type of thing, you know?
I'd say both. I was like, why not have fun with this, you know? And like, I mean, he's already achieved so much.
How old is he? He's young enough, isn't he? He's like 30 something.
He's 28. No,
oh,
he's 28.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You have to apologize for that.
I did. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
No. It makes sense because he looks a lot older than 28.
Look,
that's the thing.
Cbum, this is my official apology for calling you 30.
I would like to apologize on behalf of these two. I just don't know you, man. I'm so sorry.
Man, his beard, and then whenever he takes it off and puts just has the mustache.
It's class. Like, really cool.
No, it's really cool, but he looks hella old though.
Man, you look about 56.
Unnecessary, but maybe I'm an old man. We don't know, but I don't look that old anyways. But anyways, it'll be nice to see him still floating about anyways, because as you know, like, once retirement hits, they're not in the scene anymore. Obviously, he might pop up as a guest speaker or an announcer here and there and stuff, and obviously all over social media and influencer videos. It won't be the same with, you know, him being actually in the field. But
focused on the Olympias and stuff. But I do think though, because, you know, he has this like business and he's partnered with Gymshark, and the things he like, the refreshing kind of mentality and it's like thought process, or kind of pillars of exercise, or, you know, kind of mental fortitude and all those kind of things that he brings to bodybuilding, or just staying in shape and being healthy. That is something that he's still going to keep going, you know. And so I don't think, yes, he'll be out of the bodybuilding, you know, Olympia and maybe even the Open, but he'll still have the knack for bringing people up to good health, to keep them in good shape, you know, to keep them healthy.
He is the Arnold for this generation now, like, basically. Like,
he does have more emphasis on like mental strength and you know, getting through those tough times, which is really well received. And like, he's brought, I'd say, like, in my opinion, he may have even brought more to that kind of aspect of people's life than actually bodybuilding itself. Like, you know, those kind of being strong physically, 100%, being able to process things, sit through the mud with other people, like go through tough times, and come out even stronger. I think that's something that he's done so well.
It's just like the whole YouTuber space. Like, he's actually a really good YouTuber as well as a bodybuilder. Like, his vlogs, as much as he's a monotone guy, he speaks facts though. He speaks good information to the younger people and everything. Like, in that point of view, I say he'll keep going anyways. And he has multiple streams of income. Man is sorted anyways. Endorsements, YouTube channel, his own supplement brand, Gymshark. And then if he comes a guest in any shows, He's
He was
made his empire anyways. He's all
he was
good.
also on a talk with Jordan Peterson a while back too.
Yeah.
So and again, that just shows like there's a reason you're on Jordan Peterson podcast. It's because you actually have like I'd say a very well formed opinion on kind of how things work these days. And yeah, it was just great to see. And I know for a lot of the young people, like he is that kind of role model as well. So I think, yeah, he's going to stay around for sure.
Aditya, do you still follow his YouTube channel?
Yeah, I do. Like you said, it's his content's kind of monotone in a sense, but I like how the editing is fairly minimal as well. It just like he would show like pretty much his whole workout, and there's no music or anything. It's just his gym with that big fan in the garage gym that he has. It's pretty cool.
No, I used to watch it myself too, but then obviously these days all these videos they got us all used to like high pumpy music and fast-paced editing, and everyone falls into a trap, and he's the complete opposite, just slow, monotone, chill guy. He's not a random big dude with roid rage or looks like someone who might have rage. He's the softest guy ever. Like yeah. But speaking of roid rage, what do you think about roid rage in general? Like, is that like a stereotype? Do you think that's a thing that actually happens?
I think it's definitely something that happens. Like if you're on like testosterone steroids or whatever, it will dysregulate your hormones in some shape or form. And if you can't handle like process your emotions or anything before even taking those drugs. I was going to mention, like, you know, the way in Captain America they give him the kind of formula, or whatever, the injection, and it's that injection is meant to bring out the qualities that are already there, but to a higher degree. It's kind of like that. So if you can't process,
I need to burst your bubble. That injection they give to Captain America is steroids. Your friend, your superhero best friend that you always looked up to is on steroids. He ain't Natty, bro. He ain't Natty.
You've oh, that's true. But yeah, you've managed to like absolutely diss and upset an entire generation of Marvel fans.
Whoa. I'm speaking raw facts. If anyone thought they were Natty, you gotta get them straight. They're all on steroids.
So speaking of road rage, there's a very juicy topic about Jeff Nippard and what's his other guy's name?
Mike Van Vick.
Mike, yeah. Have you guys heard much about it? Have you seen what happened?
Yeah, Aditya sent me some clips about it, but I'm not 100% sure of what really happened. People are saying it's staged. Some people are not saying it's staged. I don't know. Aditya, since you sent it to me, do you know more about this?
Yeah, so 2-3 days ago, CCTV footage came out really of exactly what happened. So it was in a Pure Gym, one of the gym chains in America. And Jeff Nippard was, I think he was doing cable curls, and he had his cameraman with him, so he was filming a video. And this Mike Van Vick guy, they already had like beef already.
Did he not call Jeff like some sort of nerd?
Yeah, he was calling him mediocre and a nerd. And
so
like,
we should probably give the context. So the video beforehand. So what happened there was Mike was calling out all the scientific based fitness influencers, and essentially he kind of just dissed them. You know, he said, for people who know a lot about science and how the body works, why are you guys still underperforming, so small? You know, still don't look good. Which, first of all, my opinion on that is like, for science-based people, looking good isn't the main priority. It's to be functional and healthy.
Yeah.
So again, Mike, don't come after me. But yeah, like aesthetics comes in later on anyway. If you're going to the gym, it will always follow. But for science-based guys, it's not specifically to do with this aesthetics. It's more so about functionality and just like improving your health, right? So that was my bone to pick with that. But yeah, essentially he didn't. I don't think he mentioned Jeff specifically, but he just mentioned all science-based lifters and just said, yeah, you guys aren't doing anything right here. Because if you have so much knowledge in the field, you should be the best looking or the best functional or the best of the best. And then Jeff obviously caught that because he is the science-based lifter, and like his response was, in my opinion, it was actually fine because all he did was just speak facts.
Oh yeah.
In his video, like he said he competed in his open building, right? Open bodybuilding.
Yeah, he got his pro card as a natural bodybuilder, which is
exactly.
rare.
Yeah. And that's a pretty big achievement for a guy who's science-based or whatever that Mike was saying. And yeah, he was just giving him facts, like there wasn't any kind of malice behind it, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm sure there was a bit of like pride, I got you on this one, that kind of way.
Yeah.
But yeah, all he said was, look, this is what I have under my kind of CV, so to speak. And he even said, okay, if Cbum is the best bodybuilder in the entire planet, why does he still have a coach?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. There is science still based on these kind of things, and it's not just about the best looking or the strongest or whatever. And even if you think about just other sports as well, like why do NFL athletes have coaches?
I think overall he didn't go about this properly. Like there's no point of calling them out because their physique is smaller or mediocre. I mean, they're still working out, they're still sharing good knowledge, they're still encouraging people to be safe, to do the movements correctly, like with the right form. So even if he like this, I don't see much he could disagree about them. Do you get what I mean? Like if you put the physique and how they look to the side, everything else they do is absolutely acceptable. There's nothing there that's controversial. There's nothing there they're saying don't do or do this. So for him to call him out and being all these nerd people and all that, it doesn't really make sense. And then on top of that, I think he assaulted him, right, in the gym when they met. Again, that is not the right way to deal with the situation. Like, you don't put your hands on another man, like period. But it's just interesting how that's like, is that roid rage? Do we call that roid rage now?
Yeah, definitely, because he is on stuff anyway, and I think he was abusing it as well. So this is the funny thing, the fact this Mike guy is talking about all this, because he's an IFBB pro that's done one show and he ranked 15th out of 16 people, and then dipped from the bodybuilding scene from that after that.
To be honest, I think all this. Yeah, exactly. No, that's exactly it. I honestly believe it's more to do with his pride and ego than anything else. There's like absolutely no reason to pick on like specifically Jeff Nippard. And like, yeah, you can talk about the CCTV footage now, actually, just to fill everyone else in. But it's not something that that normal people would do, especially when Jeff is like, he's a very down-to-earth person, and he had no intentions of malice or fighting or anything like that from the very start. And yeah, anyway, you can tell them about that, Aditya.
Yeah, so so at the start, right, it was just Jeff Nippard doing cable curls, and he was getting filmed by his cameraman, and then Mike Van Wyck just like brushes past him, and he's like, "Sup," like in a weird way, let's say, and he brushed past him, went to another machine, and then Jeff Nippard was just laughing at that. He was just chuckling. He was like, he didn't really think much of it once. And like, after Jeff finished his set, he called out to Mike, and Mike started walking towards him, and then Jeff started walking towards. And like, I think Jeff didn't want to like hurt him or anything because his hands were behind his back, and then Mike just grabs his throat.
Yeah, he stopped halfway as well. Or even
I can't even imagine Jeff trying to hurt him. Anyways, like the size difference.
Yeah.
They're mental.
Yeah,
but also like he's not that kind of guy to just start fighting
he's not
people.
that type of guy. No, he's not. But just imagine like a 5'5" guy trying to like Superman punch him like a 6 foot guy.
Like a punch, and he did it twice as well.
He did it twice.
Oh, it's twice.
Yeah. He did it once, and then like Jeff tripped over, like those cable machines in our gym where there's like the bench kind of sticking out.
Yeah,
it was kind of like that where Jeff tripped over that. He nearly hit his head on like a machine.
Yeah, that would have been really bad.
Yeah, and then as soon as he got up, he did it again. Like throw point. It was crazy, man.
Well, that's definitely roid rage for sure. Because there's no reason to do it twice. Once is worse. Yeah. Twice, that's mental.
I think. No, sorry, you can go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. No, I was just saying there's a load of people that are on the side of Mike as well, which
that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, that's
like okay. At worst, what Jeff did was be a little bit like prideful, saying that I actually got you here because here are the facts. I'm gonna deliver it this way, like smug, that kind of way.
But he did it in a very well-mannered way. Like,
that's what I mean. Yeah,
he didn't like do anything ridiculously out of the ordinary to like make him feel bad. They could have easily left it there and moved like their own ways, and it would have been all fine. But roid rage had a kick in, didn't it?
Yeah,
definitely.
And Mike didn't even address the situation. So in his recent video, it was like a video on how to like feel your lats in a back workout, and then he came out with merch regarding this situation where it's like just like a quote say about like science-based lifters not listening to them or something like that.
I saw that too. It's very petty. It's just very petty.
You know what? I think he's a genius. He's capitalizing on this opportunity. Absolute genius. You know what? He's a true businessman. He knows how to make money. Wait till he's like his next video. Oh guys, my merch is all sold out thanks to these nerds. He packs the bank.
Well, considering he has a lawsuit in his hands, potentially. So
I mean, he needs every bit of money he can. So he's a couple steps ahead of himself.
There you go.
I like him.
If that was the case, why go through all of that in the first place?
He's bored, man. He has nothing better to do.
But he used to be a bodyguard for Drake as well. So like I like in the bodyguard kind of security field or whatever, you're not meant to provoke others unless you are provoked first, like something along those lines, right?
Or you're not supposed to be provoked or be provocable.
No, well, yeah, I mean, obviously, but say for example, like I don't know, at a bar, there's a security guard outside, right? He's not gonna like start punching you all of a sudden because you said some dumb stuff, right? Because that's expected.
Yeah.
Right. So I would think that he would have more control over those kind of things. But then when it comes to Jeff, who literally did the bare minimum to provoke him, he throat punched him twice. It just doesn't make sense. From a security kind of background, he should have had more composure, and he should know how to handle himself in those kind of situations.
Yeah,
that kind of way. Now, unless the other guy started, I don't know, heckling him or like throwing punches and stuff,
Yeah.
then I can understand, because then, yeah, okay, it's an actual security thing here. But Jeff did none of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had his hands behind his back. He wasn't going for anything. And then again, the size difference you mentioned, like Jeff is 5'5", and then
there was
Mike's
no
like
need,
6
bro.
something.
There was no need for that.
But even if it was staged, what would he get out of this if it was staged?
See, the thing with that is there would be more. It'd be kind of more relevant on social media, so you'll get more users or whatever, followers. That's my opinion, anyway.
I mean, Jeff Nippard, he's stable. He's fine. Like he's sorted.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
He has
it's only Mike that needs it.
Exactly.
But why would he do it in that form though? Even if it was staged to get followers, it's like, I mean, if it is staged, fair play. I mean, we're talking about him now, like, but
yeah,
it's just I don't think it's the best decision. Like,
yeah,
no.
So it's a really strange case.
Yeah. But look, I'm on the side of Jeff Nippard, anyways. So
I think all of us are.
No, it seems like Joel's on the other side, man. Joel doesn't want to pick a bone with Mike now.
Hey, Mike, enough game.
Whoa, is this Joel calling out Mike? What?
No, now he's gonna come out with like a video about saying Joel. I was saying stuff about Joel now.
I would love to watch that. I can't lie.
That's fine. We'll probably stage that as well.
Oh, clip this. Joel calling out Mike.
But no, I do think that it was just an overreaction on his part, Mike's part. There was definitely pride ego that got hurt by the truth, by the way, just saying, which Jeff put together in a pretty decent way. There's no like digs or anything. It was just polite. I can see where it can come across as kind of like, oh, I'm poking digs at you here. I can see that. But man, if someone literally spoke facts to me about this and I was in the wrong, I'd be like, yeah, okay, just take the L, man. Come on.
I guess everyone's different in it. Not everyone can take. Again, the pride gets in the way. They're like, oh, he basically shut me down. Like he basically proved me wrong, and a lot of people don't like it. Very few can only accept their mistake or accept that, yeah, the other person has a point.
Exactly.
But look, it's not right to put hands on anybody else. It's not the way. It's not the answer. But there is people out there, so yeah.
And as you mentioned, it's probably the roid rage as well. So
yeah. Don't take drugs, kids. Stay in school.
Stay in school, absolutely.
Yeah. So we'll just see if his merch actually sells out first, because I don't think anyone's buying it. But yeah, that's it for this week. And let us know below if you thought this was. If you enjoyed this, and since it was different to what we did in the past, and we'll have the previous podcast link below and our socials link below as well. So we'll see you next week.
Yeah, and I hope everyone was able to enjoy the cameras on for this first in the series, I guess. Unfortunately, this is what Teja and Aditya look like, so it's a bit...
Yeah, anyways, guys, nice talking to you guys, and see you guys.
Take care.
See you.